So quite recently I've been scrolling through Instagram Reels, as I like to do, for 8 hours each day. And I spend a considerable amount of time building up my For You page so I can see three things: brain rot, gambling, and Chinese propaganda. Because that is just something that I want to see on my For You page. But something happened that ruined it for me. The Last of Us Season 2 was released. And long story short, people do not really like this. People do not like Last of Us Season 2, or the show in general, it seems. Because Bella Ramsey plays Ellie. And at first I thought that, people just want to complain about something. That basically happens when anything gets released. And so I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even really that big of a fan of The Last of Us. I played both of the games. I thought that the first one was okay, and I think this is gonna add just more fire to the fuel. I thought the second one was better, just like in general, because I'm not a little bitch who's gonna cry over a character dying in a video game and bitch about the game for the rest of my life. And before, I never finished season 1 of The Last of Us. I watched like 3 episodes, and then I dropped it. So I thought to myself I would return to it to see if the crash out is justified, and the long story short is, not really. I haven't really seen people even complaining about anything other than Bella Ramsey not looking anything like Ellie from the game. Sure, the writing is a bit cringe every now and then, and I'm gonna get to it later. But generally the only criticism I saw was towards Bella Ramsey. And I cannot believe that I have to say this in the big 2025, but when you're adapting something to a TV show or a video game, or when you're basically adapting a story, accuracy to the source material does not really matter. What matters is respect to the source material. This is by far not the worst quote-unquote miscast that has ever happened in the history of ever. There have been characters that they look nothing like their original counterparts. And to be quite frank, Bella Ramsey's acting is not bad, It's not the greatest acting you'll ever see in anything ever, but it's not bad. Actually, I'd even say she plays the role of Ellie, pretty well, considering that all of the actors have been advised not to play the games, to basically be more in the moment, to not know what's going to happen next. I'm not sure if she really did not play it or if she did, but if she did not play, then she's getting the part of Ellie, pretty well actually. I've seen some criticism about her being that, she's unemotional for the most part, that she only has one facial expressions. But I compared the scenes from the video games and from the TV show, and it's not bad. I don't know what the people are on about. And when it comes to not looking anything like Ellie, definitely think that there is a room for improvement of the character in the TV show, but it's mainly from the standpoint of the makeup artists and the hairstylist. They made basically no effort to make her look like Ellie from the video games. Maybe give her the haircut or freckles in the TV show, and I think the backlash would not be as bad. There definitely would still be a backlash, but not as bad. And when it comes to actually the posts that are criticizing the show, it's all the same. It's all the same. Like, motherfucker, you are comparing a still from an interview or whatever. You're comparing a screenshot taken from a video to a poster made for the game. Do you understand how that works? Do you understand when you're having a video or whatever and you pause it in a random moment, people are going to look weird? Have you seen Naruto and have you ever tried to pause it? What are we doing? What are we doing here? This is so cringe. Let me explain it in the most basic terms I can, so even the Last of Us fans can understand it. When you're making a poster, you want the characters on the poster look as well as possible, look as good as possible. This is not always possible when you're shooting a video, you know. People are not always gonna look their best. Do you understand how that works? Or some of these comments being like, I've seen TikTokers look more like Ellie than the actress. Motherfucker, do you know acting is not just like about looking like the characters? TikTokers are not actors. They've tried acting in the past, it didn't go well. This version of Ellie is only slightly annoyed. My brother, have you missed the scene before that happened right before? This is the slightly annoyed you're talking about. Girls from The Last of Us. Girls from Silent Hill. Motherfucker, what girls from Silent Hill are we talking about here? Are we talking about Angela, you know, the victim of sexual abuse in childhood to the point that she never feels at peace? Or perhaps are we talking about Heather from Silent Hill 3, you know, the 17-year-old one? Or are we talking about Lisa Garland, another victim of abuse? I guess, which one are we talking about here exactly? This is such a fucking wild take again, man. If this is how you see the girls from Silent Hill or whatever, then you might have a problem, like genuinely. And again, comparing a still taken from the episode of the show with a photo that's been obviously heavily edited and made sure, like, the lighting and everything is supposed to make this person look good. What are we doing here again? This is pretty much all that there is. Yes, there are some scenes comparing Bella Ramsey's acting being cringe, but again, Ellie she's kind of cringe in the games as well. So especially in the first one, when obviously she's just a kid there, she's going to be cringe, and in the flashbacks in Last of Us 2 she's also kind of cringe, but the TV show didn't really come to the point where Ellie is supposed to shine, you know. Basically now that Joel is dead, she is going to take over, so we will just have to see how that goes. Obviously this season introduced a fan favorite character, Abby, and as you may have noticed if you watched the show, something is missing. Where are the muscles? Okay, where are they? Like, why was the actress not blasting steroids from, you know, when she got the role? She was supposed to do that, obviously, to be accurate to the games, right? I'm sure. I just wonder why, you know, we have not seen people complain about this character, you know, in the show. I wonder what could have caused that. There sure must have been a reason. Oh, of course. And obviously there isn't, you know, much of a problem with Abby not being fucking buff, even though I would want to see that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, you know. If you want to complain about Abby, complain about this, because, like, what the fuck is this?
You actually are pretty handsome.
What the fuck is this writing? Or was this not scripted? Is this actress just like average fan of Pedro Pascal? What is happening? And again, this is not really the fault of the actress, it's the fault of the writing, but I think the actress is also not embodying the Abby that we know from the games. I would even go as far as to say, at least from what we have seen so far, Bella Ramsey does a better job as Ellie than this actress does as Abby. But obviously this is gamers we're talking about, so obviously they are going to complain about not being able to goon to this actress that was portraying an underage character, even though she's not underage in season 2, but she was casted as an underage character in season 1, rather than complaining about an actress that's also not very accurate to the source material, but you know, she's more attractive, so who fucking cares, right? And this is not even just, you know, the case for Ellie and Abby. This is also case for the other characters. Pedro Pascal does not really look like Joel, And the other actors, I don't really know their name, I'm sorry, but you know, they do not really look like the characters from the video games. And obviously then there is the question of nepotism, because Bella Ramsey's father apparently works at HBO, so there may have some nepotism been going on. I'm not saying that it couldn't have been. I'm not I'm not the one to be defending Hollywood actors and all of the stuff going around. But at the same time, there is no evidence of it, and it's just a speculation at this point. So, and from the acting that we've seen, like, again, she does the job. So, what's the fucking problem other than her not looking like the character from the games? Andrew Lincoln does not look like Rick Grimes from the comic books, but I would not take anyone other than him to play Rick Grimes because he's just so iconic. And that's the case for so many adapted characters out there that it's not even funny. So in conclusion, the show is okay. It's not terrible, as you know people would tell you. It's also not really that good for me because I didn't really like the games anyway, so I'm not that big of a fan, but I think because of that I can provide a more objective criticism. So I don't think I'm gonna finish it, again, because I'm not that big of a fan. I have other things to do. The reason I made this video was that obviously it's content, and second, it's because I want my For You page back. I want to see gambling again, so please stop posting about The Last of Us. And if you agreed with anything I have to say in this video, leave a like. And if you didn't agree with anything, leave a like anyway, because like, why not? And you can also leave a comment telling me that I'm a fucking moron for thinking the way I'm thinking, and what I'm gonna do is ignore it. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time.